So I was last night I was with my better half watching TLC's interview with Kate Gosling, which is the, I guess I wouldn't say better half of John and Kate plus A. But here's aside from all of that, when did it become a good idea to have like a million fucking kids? I don't really get that. I don't understand it. It's just I mean, back in olden times when like half your kids died and you needed to work on the farm, yeah, people had 12 kids, but you don't do that now. But for some reason, fertility doctors and people with PhDs without any common freaking sense decided to, hey, you can't have a kid, and instead of adopting, just pump them full of, fertility drugs, and you got like a whole litter. That's just completely screwed up. And and just beside the point, I don't understand the fascination or how this, our culture is enthralled with, or our society is enthralled with John and Kate Gosling and their 8 children, 6 of which are a fucking abomination of science. So, sorry, just a thought. She's clearly a nasty, self-absorbed person. I don't care if she had 8 kids. I don't care. It doesn't matter. It doesn't make someone selfless because they had a bunch of kids. Okay, there's another. There's something else. There's another myth that needs to be dispelled, that people who have lots of kids are these selfless beings. No, they're not. No, they're not. A lot of them, like, have kids so they can get more welfare in some instances. Okay, and these people with these kids, they have them at the grocery store or a restaurant and stuff, and they're kicking the back of the booth, and you're sitting in the booth, and you're trying to just, enjoy some time away from your treadmill to oblivion fucking job, at some restaurant or whatever with your girlfriend, and some little, freaking trouser stain behind you is just kicking the booth and shit, and the parents are not putting the fear of God into them like they should. Okay, so no, these parents today suck. Sorry, they do. My parents, if I was acting like that, I'd have been drug out into the parking lot and I would have been served. I would have been schooled. That's the term. So, that's a complete bunch of freaking nonsense. And it's stupid to have so many damn kids. I mean, I always thought like 3 kids. That's the limit. That's good. 3 kids. 2, 3 kids. And good things come in 3s, 3 Musketeers, Third Time's a Charm, Three's Company was funny sometimes. You don't want to go beyond that. Beyond that, beyond 3, the next one's going to be a serial killer or Glenn Beck. It's not good. It's not real good. Or a Fox pundit in general. So I'm not too keen on that noise. And then don't get me wrong, I like kids, but don't, and it's not like I would never want to have kids, but what the heck, man? It's not, and the thing is, the sicker part of it, the more messed up part of it is that it's now this like shortcut to fame. It's like, hey, just you want to get yourself a reality show, well, hey man, have a bazillion kids, and the only other way is to be a midget, and that's harder because you got to be born that way. Sorry, midgets, but, and not that, I have nothing against midgets, don't get me wrong, nothing against them, but it's just, I don't see why you should have a show because you're fucked up. Sorry. There's another thing. Okay, you should be talented. If you have a talent, like if you're a midget who can sing really well, or cook really well, or you're a good musician or an actor, yeah. But I don't care if just because you're a midget, like, hey, I'm a midget. Put on a fucking Ewok costume or be an Oompa Loompa. I don't give a shit. It's just ridiculous. You just can't take something that you can do. The only reason John and Kate Gosling are on television is because they had a bunch of kids. Not a talent. No, it's not. It's not a talent, okay? That's like saying jerking off's a talent, you know, and TLC is not going to have a show with people whacking off on it, right? So why have a show where people had way too many children? It's completely irresponsible, you know? It's ridiculous. Anyway, those are my thoughts on that.